try loving me. All I ask is you will try loving me. Cause loving me ain't easy.
What's going on? And it's your boy, the People's Champ, in the building. Hey, to another episode of Black Kings Free Game. And on today, we don't have a guest. We got family in the building. Family that helps keep this show moving forward. It is King Azario that is always on the ones and twos, making everybody look so good with the views. And I want to say, what up, bro? And thank you for being on today.
You already know it.
Like, today we're going to be doing some topics about Liberty County, talking about some things that's coming up. And I also got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Stizo Collection. That's STIZOCOLLECTION.com. And whenever you want to buy or sell your home, don't forget to go to yourhomechamp.com. That's yourhomechamp.com. That's yours truly, the People's Champ, so we can get all these buying and selling needs seen to. And whenever you want something down the road transported across the globe, you got to go to Grey Wolf Trucking LLC, and they handle the business.
We got you.
And and when you buy a house, don't forget to get your house seen about by Magnum Pest Control. And we're going to go ahead and get started today. Got to start off like this. King Azario, how has your week been, brother? It is Wednesday. What's up?
Yeah. It feels like it's already Friday. I think I've had like 5 work days so far already. I mean, just growing the business, trying to make it do what it do, trying to balance out life and fatherhood and just the normal every day. So it's challenging, but making it do what it do.
I know it, and the reason this sort of, I would say, we're chatting, we're having a friendly conversation, but I don't even count it as an interview because I know most of his business. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I already know what he has on his plate. I know that he has a heavy workload, and he still gets it done. So on the question of, you feel like you had a 5-day work week, and we only in day 3.
Yeah, and today's not even officially over, but yeah.
Tell me how that's paying off, bro. How did you start? Let's get into his business, y'all.
How did I start my week?
No.
I was about to say, dang.
See, a lot of people, they forget that it's a process.
Yeah.
And see, people don't know some people's processes. They don't know what they had to go through in order to get to where they are now.
Well, I tell you what, to get started, so I've been driving trucks for a minute. I've been driving trucks for 8-9 years now. Mm-hmm. And I had my own little trucking thing going on, working in Savannah ports. Yeah. But then I had a friend of mine, real good friend of mine, like my sister now, told me she called me one day and she said she needed help. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, well, how can I help? What you need me to do? She's like, I need you to come out here, drive my truck, and just kind of get the business going. As a couple of different things. I was like, all right. I show up, and it wasn't just help. It was like, yo, save. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there was a lot of things wrong. So when I came and I brought my experience from trucking, I saw what was wrong with what we had going on. Okay. And so I brought my little trucking knowledge along with a little bit of common sense and started making arrangements and adjustments here. And next thing you know, we've been full steam ahead. You know what I'm saying? So what we're doing is we're starting an official tire recycling company. Ooh. And we're the only ones in Georgia to do it. So a lot more in the pipeline coming on. I ain't gonna say too much, but a lot more going on right now.
So the first recycling.
The first ever in Georgia.
The first ever in Georgia.
First ever.
Man, I can't divulge too much.
Yeah, we're not gonna put too much out there, but yeah.
And you're planning on doing this around this area. I'm not gonna say.
Yeah. We're gonna make sure that Liberty County eat. That's for sure. Liberty County's gonna eat.
So wait, King Azario, are you telling me that You're about Liberty County business.
For sure. Yes.
Let them know how long you've been here.
Collectively, 22 years.
22 years.
22 years. In and out.
Wow.
Every time I leave, Hinesville just yanks me back. It's like, you ever seen a parent, telling a child not to go nowhere and the child goes anyway, and then they get yanked up, the shirt be all wrinkled? Yeah,
Yes.
that's Liberty County for me.
Well, I'm glad that it didn't yank you all the way away and you came back home.
Yeah. It can't. Yeah. I got kids here too, so you already know it's not going to work.
You got kids here.
Yeah, I got 4.
Four of them?
4.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I got 6. But
Yeah.
4 kids here in Liberty County.
Yep.
And since you've been here, what type of growth have you noticed?
In Hinesville or Liberty County?
Liberty County as a whole.
Oh, man. I'll say this. So when I came down in 04, dang.
Yeah, it's a while, right?
Yeah, it hurt.
Because you got to think about 2004, then 2014,
That's like a generation
then
ago.
2020, 24.
Yeah.
And we're in 2026. It just went by fast.
That's nasty. That's nasty. Right.
People don't think about it. Look, all of you youngins that keep saying you're
so much.
old, you just keep living, baby.
Ooh,
You-
whoa.
the time
saying.
once you
Keep
leave
living.
out of school,
Yeah.
that stuff starts flying by you, and the next thing you know, you're like 40 something, and
God.
the young kids you think you still hip with, they looking at you like you're the old person, and you still feel young.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. 22 years.
Flies.
When I came down, literally, like Hinesville was two roads, 2 main roads, 84,
Yep.
196. There was nothing in between outside of South Main, which South Main wasn't even complete.
Fact.
Half of what it was sticks. It was literally just, they had just built the new Walmart, the super Walmart that we have now.
Yep.
They had just built it because they had moved it from where they
what City Trends is.
where City Trends is.
Yep.
So
That's how you know you really from Hinesville. You remember that.
yeah. We didn't have that other Taco Bell, that brand new Taco Bell. We didn't have that. We didn't have
Nope.
the little Walmarts on both ends of Hinesville.
Yeah, Hinesville has grown.
Yeah, so
guys.
then you go down towards Jessup. The only thing Jessup had was sticks in that stinky plant, and Midway.
Everything is grown.
Yeah, I would say Midway, man, has grown a lot. It's from when I first came down here, from when I first stepped down here 22 years ago. Yeah, Midway has grown a lot too.
See, what he's trying to do is when he says 22 years, he keeps trying to recall where did those years go.
Yeah, on everything. I was like, yeah, that's a whole person's life.
And yes, it is. And speaking of life, everybody, I want you to be aware of this. This Saturday, we have people coming down to teach. They're coming to teach about properties. They're coming to teach about property deeds. They're coming to teach you about how to set up your trust, how to set up beneficiaries, how to do all of the things that a lot of people keep asking questions after it's too late. And you want to have everything set in stone now. I know it's a terrible topic to talk about. Trust me, I don't like talking about it either. But there's just some things you need to address as a community if you want to be successful. Kings and Queens, if you look at how the world's set up now, a lot of people have acquired their wealth by understanding how to keep the wealth that they attained and to keep the wealth within the family. And that's when you hear about people having trust and people being beneficiaries. It extends all the way up to insurance policies. Some of the biggest names that you know today, the Rockefellers, some of the names you don't know, the Rothschilds. A lot of those folks acquired their wealth through insurance. And people don't realize that. And that's a trip to me. So, yes, this Saturday, what I'm going to do is pull up the flyer right now. This Saturday, you are invited to an informative estate planning session where you will receive valuable insights on safeguards, assets, land, homes, acreage, and more. Our experts are honored to provide the wisdom and skills trust, and other estate planning tools. This will be going down April 18th, 2026. Time will be 10 a.m. and the location is right there off Highway 17, right? You go to Victory Worship Center. The address is 3650 North Coastal Highway, right here in Fleming, Georgia. And that is 3650 North Coastal Highway, right here in Fleming, Georgia. Myself will be speaking. Well, they got that mixed up. But myself, Tyler Bruton, and Anton Anderson, which will be coming out of Phoenix, Arizona, will be coming down to give knowledge. And this is the knowledge that everybody asks for. How do I set up my family? How do I set them up? If something, God forbid, something's happened to me before I believe it will, how do I leave them with everything to where nobody's fighting? You know what I mean, Danny?
Yeah.
A lot of people have that issue. So we're going to try to get that solved. All right. So now that I done dug off in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny, Liberty County, right?
Yeah.
As a whole, there's been a lot of things that went down.
No kidding.
And we haven't really talked about it. I address it every now and then on the show, but never dug deep. Because I feel this is a conversation where I need to have with one of my brothers, one of the kings. Right?
You know it's going to be unfiltered.
Yeah. I got you. So, with a lot of these things that's been happening, the biggest thing that bothers me is why in the hell are these kids out here at this time of night?
Yeah.
And why are they, I guess, why do they find hurting each other a celebration or something exciting? And why were those kids on Bill Carter Road at that time of night?
Well, honestly, I mean, there's a couple different things, but the main one I always stress that because, you know, I'm a father of 4. And granted, while, like, you have some fathers who, you know, try to be in the kid's life, or, you know, some moms who don't allow that, or whatever the case may be, you know, depending on the situation. But most importantly, it comes down to the father being at home. You know, so for whatever the reason may be, it could be, you know, the father just ditched the kid, or the father was incentivized, or not even incentivized, the mother was incentivized to keep the father out. However that went down, right? But with these kids not having a father at home, there's no guidance, there's no leadership, you know, there's no structure. So a lot of the times it boils down to the exact same, like, it's almost like a generational curse. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. Now, I'm going to be devil's advocate. Then you don't think that mothers can do the same job as a father?
Absolutely not. No way. It's
you
impossible.
Don't think that women
No.
can
Absolutely
instill...
not. Just like as a man, I can't do a woman's job. You know what I'm saying? Because a mother's job is to nurture and love and you know, like, take care of the children, right?
Yes.
A father's job is to set structure, you know. So there was something I heard online, and it says, chaos looks at you and feels organized.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Essentially, that's where it comes. Like, the father, you know, whenever there's chaos in the house, the father,
Is
you know,
when it comes...
yeah, he holds it down.
I mean, I can feel this way right here. I do remember the era of, okay, that's how you talking to me? Like, if your mother...
Yeah.
Right? Because kids would start getting a little mouthy with their mother.
Yeah.
And the mother would recognize it, and she'd be like, oh.
Yeah, facts.
Well, just wait till your dad gets home.
10-4, yeah.
Everybody remembers that. And I'm saying everybody that had the father in the house. I remember that. Wait till your dad gets home. You want to talk to me any kind of way?
Exactly.
Okay, you think you bad?
Yep.
Wait till your father gets home.
Yep.
And we got away from that term meaning something because I guess people felt alienated.
Man.
And I get that. I get it. But at a certain point, we got to call a spade a spade. There was a reason for that.
Yeah. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm not trying to, you know, throw no shade to the mother of my kids, because still got mad love for her. You know, she do her thing with my kids, so I ain't mad. But there was a couple different times over the course of...
Sounds like some shade's about to be given.
No shade, no shade. Ain't no shade, I swear. No shade.
All right.
But what I'm saying is, I remember one time I told her, she was like, oh, you know, my son is giving her grief, right? And my youngest son, he's literally me in a child's form.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
God, like he's he's something else. But he was cutting up, and I just told her, like, tell him, you know, when he's acting up, tell him I'm gonna come see him.
Yeah.
No, I shouldn't have to say that. I'm like,
yeah, but you have the advantage to say that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you do.
Use it.
You know what I'm saying? That's like a certain power. So when you tell my son that, he definitely, you know, he gets some act right in his life. So my son knows, again, like, he knows the difference between me and his mom. He knows that mom's gonna take care of him, love him, nurture, and all that good stuff. But dad finna give the instruction. You know what I'm saying? And we 10 toes down over here. So there's a problem, we're gonna fix it. You know what I mean? So he knows not to play with me. And so because of me, he knows to keep the structure going on, even with his mom or grandma, or whoever else, you know, he knows to respect.
Yes.
But like I said, I mean, those are trials and tribulations you go through when you co-parenting and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, when you don't have that, right? Because even, you know, me and my kid's mom, we're not together, but we still co-parent effectively. But you don't even have that with some of these kids, and clearly with them being out on Bill Carter Road at, what time was it? Like 11 something?
It was
midnight?
It was past or around midnight.
Yeah. So, you know, kids being out that time already, that says enough. Why are they outside? You know what I'm saying?
I get that, and understand. Some parents work late nights. They can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here comes the community. That's why we got to start holding ourselves accountable to a lot more of things, because we could have saw that. A parent could have saw it passing by. And everybody like, no, I'm gonna I'm gonna stay to my business. I get that. But sometimes, hey, what y'all doing around here? I don't remember nobody getting no permit.
Yeah.
Just saying that out the window. Even though, because we don't have the same respect model, but saying something. Yeah, I got it.
Boy,
I know. Isn't it a shame, dog, that nobody can even be corrected nowadays?
Yeah, man, because these kids be tripping. Like, because again,
authority. Well, they don't respect authority.
Well, it's also by generation. So another thing about this generation, especially the younger generation of kids, right? Man, they growing up totally different. Because, like, in all honesty, and this is another thing that I say, that's part two of I wouldn't say a blame, but what's happening, like the reality.
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah, the internet raising these kids while we're playing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, because like you said, parents are working. So what do they be on? It started at COVID or right before COVID. It was like, what do you do? What does a kid do all day long?
Yeah,
TikTok and Facebook,
on their
Instagram.
phone.
You know, so real talk, like, parents aren't raising their kids.
Yes.
Your kids got a tablet all day long, and that's all they on. Like, you have kids raising kids, and then so, you know, it's an epidemic, man. Like, that's a new epidemic. You got these.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And I remember one solid time. Let me tell you guys how fathers feel, and this is how we have to feel.
Yeah.
So it was a hectic night here in the Mosley home, right? Oh, and Daddy was the bad guy.
Oh, for sure.
All right.
For sure.
So something went down, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I felt like everybody else was being soft on it. So I didn't want to hear all that noise. But, you know, when they feel that you're doing too much,
it usually means you're doing enough.
Exactly. Or you really ain't even doing enough. You got to go further.
Yeah.
Because you need everybody in the house to get right. So
Facts, yeah.
I knew that I had gotten right when my mother came to the house.
Right.
So now I'm still upstairs. I'm highly upset, but they're downstairs together, like they having the kumbaya session. They like, he done lost it.
Right.
Mama, I don't know what, but I understand. Yes, it was wrong, but he ain't have to do all that,
Exactly.
right? Right. All of them meeting. I come downstairs. They're like, "Hey, Mama, how you doing? Hey, Ma, you got to have that smart.
No,
everything all right? Yeah, everything good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know, right then, everybody working together.
Yeah.
Everybody comforting each other.
They got some type of cohesion going on.
Yes, even if it's against me.
Yeah.
Even if it's against me, I'm hoping and praying that there's some reason within that.
Yeah.
So yeah, fathers, they know, even when you come against fathers and they're in their mean state, it turns out good, because from that lesson came other lessons, because what I said was right.
Right.
And then it was proven just by life happening.
That's usually
You know what I
it is.
mean?
That's usually how it is.
Later on, it's like, oh, well, now I see why he said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to keep that. And I want y'all guys to remember, don't forget this weekend, Saturday, 10 a.m., 3650 North Coastal Highway. We are teaching on secure your future, protect your loved ones, by having everything you need. This is a planning session for estates. This means you're going to be able to ask about deeds. You're going to be able to ask about trust. And you're going to be able to ask about acreage. And also, they're going to teach you how to secure your finances for your family. And this is going down Saturday, 10 a.m. at Victory Worship Center, 3650 North Coastal Highway. Just wanted to put that in there again. Now, Danny, I know we got kind of into that loop of, what were kids doing out there, and the parents should keep up with that. But even other people are afraid to like speak to other people's kids, like to tell them they're doing wrong.
Yeah,
But yet when all the bad things happen, they're talking about, "Oh, I'm looking for my village."
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Your village would have been around before, but you snap on your village if they do say something to your kids.
That's another bad thing. Honestly, that's become its own little problem in itself with dealing with. I hate to say it because it's gonna sound like I'm going against the grain, but
don't you? What you talking about?
I'm just saying. So like today's women is not like how it was back in the day.
No, I don't want to hear that,
I'm
Danny.
just being real. So. Okay, I'm gonna give an example.
What about today's men, Danny? What about them?
I mean, today's men is, we're a little jacked up, I guess, but I'm saying,
he said a little jacked up.
They're jacked up, but what I'm saying is, again, like, because the moms are actually the ones, over the kids and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, how it boils down is this: if you have your child acting up, and a neighbor, older gentleman or older woman, whatever, and they're correcting your child. I'm not saying it's not your place to say anything, but at the same time, if they're correcting it, don't go against that, because all you're doing is stopping knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because that older person or whoever it is, anybody with wisdom can educate your child. But if you're stopping that and your child continues doing the same thing and they're not being corrected, then you're gonna have the same issues back to back to back. So you have to be able to let your community also raise your children. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
That's deep, Danny. I don't know. First of all, shouts out to Miss Bertha Wyndham. Also, Crystal Britton Hart in the building. What's up, Crystal? Also, shouts out to Kayla Simone and Sheriff William Bowman is watching right now.
What up, Sheriff?
What up, Sheriff? Thank you so much. Hey, we were just telling about the event we got going on this Saturday, April 18th at Victory Worship Center at 3650 North Coastal Highway. It's about estate planning for the future. And we're also talking about what is the situation right now as far as it going with the community and its youth. What kind of connections do we have, and how can we make these connections better? And King Azario was on it about how the fathers need to be more included in their children's lives, which I highly agree on. And it's a taboo, not even taboo, it's a topic that people, they don't like to approach.
Yeah, they get very sensitive about it.
Because it's very offensive questioning. So right now, a lot of things I agree with on Danny, but I'm playing devil's advocate today, just to let y'all know. I'm grilling him on purpose so we can see what type of responses would happen. Now, when you're saying that fathers instill a certain thing into children, right? Because from what I'm understanding is that when a child hears a man's voice, it's a different reaction.
For sure.
When I was a young boy, right? When I was a young man growing up trying to be a man, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I felt like, well, I don't know why my mama talking to me like that. Because in your little mind, you're like, I'm bigger than her. What's she gonna do to me?
Yeah.
It's when the whooping stop, or not stop, but they stop hurting. It's like,
mom can't hit you like Pop could.
Yeah. And a lot of times, fathers, they don't be home. They be out working. Doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get that bread.
Yeah.
So you do end up spending that majority of time, that nurturing time with their mother.
Yeah.
And I remember, I was out of pocket a few times.
Yeah, the boys are going to be boys.
Yeah,
sure.
I was out of pocket.
Yeah.
And when I got too out of pocket, my mother would say, like, your father be home.
He coming back.
Yeah. you know he stay here, right?
He coming back. Like he.
And then, you know, it would hit me, but like, yeah, you know what? I need to shut my mouth.
Real talk.
Cause
you got a point, Mom.
Yeah, you got a point, Mama. I'm sorry. You know, I love you now. Look, don't do that. And then you get back to the worrying. Oh Lord, is she gonna tell? Because that was bad.
Is he gonna trip?
Yeah. Is it what? So yes, I think there is a very good place that needs to be a very big void that needs to be filled.
For sure.
How do we fill it, Danny?
Well, get another sensitive topic. Here we go. I'm just telling you, man. It's about to be. I'm about to get some backlash out of this. I already know. Really, man, where it stems from is we're still stuck in those times, man, when they're incentivizing dads to be away from the home. You know, you offer a lot of programs. You know, a lot of I'm gonna call them assistant programs, I guess. I ain't gonna use all the words, but these programs, they know what I'm talking about. These programs that are designed for single moms to thrive.
Yes.
And not even successfully thrive, but just enough to live and do what they have to do to get by.
Yes.
And because that's become a thing, it's like it's okay for the dad not to be home. And then it's like, you know, you got a lot of women who truly do need the help, you know,
Yes.
of a man, but because the programs and you know are designed for a man not to be there, they're like, man, I don't need no dude.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if the program's gonna give them almost the exact same thing that a man would have given them,
provide what a man is
So-
known to do.
then what's the point?
Shouts out to Alexis, Danny, and Roman. So
yeah,
yes,
man.
they
It's rough.
incentivize that.
rough.
Well, perfect example here. If we were really looking at things from a point of view of what's fair and what's not fair in the world, we have a lot of talk of equal rights, right? So I know that it happens, but I rarely see, if I ever see, a man that stays in like public housing with his kids. I rarely see that, and I'm not saying that they can't.
The numbers are
Yeah, but see, that's what's wild to me is
Yeah.
how is that happening? Because look, I was a father that I had custody of my children,
Right.
and until I became married, I was basically counted as a single father,
That's it.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't get all.
No.
I didn't
You ain't
even
finna get all that.
like when I didn't have custody of my kids, I had to pay child support.
On God.
When I got custody of my kids, matter of fact, I had to still
Still
pay
on
child
child
support. Yeah, look, I
I'm
still
still
had
on.
to pay child support after I got custody of my kids for a full year because they didn't believe that I had custody of my kids like
Yeah.
that, and I showed them their school records.
Yeah, they don't care about
I
none of
even
that.
sent in the amendment to everything
Yeah.
to show that I have custody, and they wouldn't take me out for a year.
Yeah. So you're paying yourself.
No,
I mean, not paying yourself. You're paying the mom for you staying with the kids.
for me having the children.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
yes, there is an unfair system out there. I believe
It's not designed. I mean, it's not designed to be fair because that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, realistically, there's not too many dads staying with the kids. Realistically, right? So
Yes, that is
because of the statistics and you know how they do that. You know that they play the game a certain type of way to keep us a certain way.
Yes.
So because all of these programs exist and they're doing certain things, it's like they lack accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I'm sorry, not that they lack accountability. What they do is they help the mom lack the accountability. You know what I'm saying? So it's an accountability issue with mothers. Like, you know, instead of trying to be so quick to throw the man out and all this other stuff, and you know, just go through all that headache of child support and all that, like, work it out. Like, you know, back in the day, people fought for love. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I want to get to. I want to get back to fighting for love. And if any of you guys love watching older movies, a movie that I recently saw a lot of is, the name is called Claudine. It has, what's my guy's name? James Earl Jones. This is an actor from back in the day, the same guy that plays on The Lion King, that plays Mufasa. The one that is Darth Vader on Star Wars.
Coming
that
to America.
voice. Coming to America. Hakeem. Him.
Yeah.
The name of the movie is Claudine. And it's from like the 1970s. But take a look at that. There's a lot of clips in there, and I would have uploaded one, but I didn't think about it, that showed exactly where the family dynamic has started falling at the seams.
For sure. Yeah.
So he was there. He was dating a woman. This woman had children.
Yeah.
She lived in public housing.
Yes.
Right? So then he wanted to marry her. All right?
So they went up to the office.
Yeah, so you saw this.
Yeah, I seen it.
So they went to the office, right?
Yeah.
Because he wanted to do everything the
By the
correct
book.
way.
By the book.
This
Yeah.
man wanted to do it by the book. And they told her, like, yeah, if you have him in your household, you're gonna have to leave.
Yeah, facts. Get up out of there.
You're gonna have to leave because you no longer need assistance. And then they clearly showed, because if she worked, guys, they still would have took her off assistance. So she couldn't do any jobs
Right. Yeah.
to really hold on to it.
Right.
They were teaching a lot of people to, hey, well, even if you want to do better, you can do better because we'll take you off for trying to do better.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's
And this
crazy,
is
man.
wild, because to this day,
It's still like that.
it's still like that.
Yeah.
You don't give people a chance at love. And that's where we've turned the ideas from our children of what love is.
Yeah,
You
man.
can't be compassionate no
No.
more. We don't even have R&B music anymore, guys. Tell me the R&B artist that you see is on the top 10 right now. No,
tell you.
no, you know the
tell you.
rappers, but I can't fall in love with my wife or my girlfriend without having all of these levels that the world has generated, social media has created. You got to have this, you got to have that.
Penalties, man.
It's penalties.
to have love. Yeah.
Yeah, to be in love. Well, in order to be in love with me, you got to be able to pay this,
Yes.
this, and you got to be fly, and you got to have all this,
Yeah.
this. And the process used to be, hey, we gonna do this thing together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they took that away, and like now when you go on like social media, right? It's the norm. You see all the women, getting on there, going crazy, losing their minds. Like,
Yes.
they really talking about it being okay to be alone, and like who needs a man, and who, like women nowadays are actually trying to be like men. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
they're trying
I
to
get
take
that.
the role. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Kayla Simone says the lack of women knowing how to be a truly feminine, trying to be the man and the woman of the house. Wait, she got more. It says see more. Hold on, let me finish reading. Sorry about that, Kayla. Oh, the assistance enables those single women. Oh, okay.
Yeah, for
Yes. I
100%.
agree. It would. I mean, if I know that I'm gonna get something for doing nothing, I'm going.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. This
You don't
doesn't
want to lose
apply-
that.
This doesn't apply to the to the mom, because like I said, we got to give the flowers where the flowers belong.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't apply to the mom who actually trying. The dad didn't want to
Exactly.
do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 'cause
like
there
that
are
does
some
not apply.
deadbeats out
Yeah,
there.
for sure. This doesn't apply to that mom.
No.
Who's out there doing what she got to do. Yo, salute to you.
Yes,
Shout out.
my hat's
You know what I'm
off
saying?
to,
But
to those queens.
we're not talking about them. We're talking about the one. Matter of fact, the ones you should be mad at too, because they can go to Publix and Walmart and stock up with 2 grocery buggies, and it won't even affect their pockets, where you got to pay for it cash because you work.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's a little different. You know what I mean? Like, we're not talking about all women, but we're just saying those particular ones who technically abuse the system, or more or less, just kind of ride the system. So again, we're not bashing anybody, but we just, those are facts. That's just what it is.
Ms. Kayla Simone says again, the value of keeping the family together has definitely declined. Yes,
For sure. It's
And Ms.
easy.
Bertha Wyndham says, great, Dad. Thank you, Ms. Wyndham. Yeah, man, I think we need to bring love back. We need to
Yeah.
bring an understanding that family is not a bad thing.
Nah, it's not.
I just heard, I think her name is Ms. Leslie something. She has said that being married is like slavery.
Damn.
Bro. This, I mean, it has gotten that bad.
Ooh, woo.
They say that getting married is like slavery.
Nah,
And I asked,
can't
I
agree
would
with that.
like to ask her, to who?
Nah, I can't agree with that. Nah, because like,
Now,
it's
who was it
blessings in
slavery
marriage,
to?
man.
Oh, well, go ahead. Expound on that. You said
Nah,
it's
man,
blessings in marriage.
Because like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've had my fair share of relationships and this and that or whatever, and things didn't work out to its entirety like I would have hoped. But I for sure fight for love, because I believe in it. I believe that when you have somebody there riding with you, supporting you, like being your backbone, because being a man, it's not easy either. So when you have somebody there, oh man, it's a beautiful thing. You know what
Yes.
I mean? That's actually why I hustle the way I hustle, because when you got somebody to come home to that's gonna hold you down. Oh, for sure. Like that's everything.
That is a high motivation, and I think people overlook that.
Yeah,
they overlook that. When that man is in that position, or you see something going awry, is because his motivation, he's lacking that source of motivation.
That's what I'm saying.
That's most men's depression right there. Is the lack of motivation.
Yeah, because I was a single dad, man. Like, so I was a single dad. I wasn't in no relationship, and I was just coming home to nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You was coming home with nothing?
No, to nothing. Because my kids don't live with me; they live with their mom.
Yes.
So when you working, I'm talking about doing your thing. You grinding out there. Trying to provide for your kids, make sure everything's cool, and then obviously you still got to provide for yourself because you got to live. When you come home at the end of the day, and it's silent.
Yeah.
I hit different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a different feeling.
Yeah.
That's nothing to play with. So that's why I said, like, being married is a beautiful thing. Is you just, of course, you wish you would find the right partner, and so that way you guys can build and grow. So there's nothing wrong with that. But they, like I said, people try to make marriage look like it's a life sentence, which is crazy. That's
they make
absurd.
it the worst now.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that is because everybody wants to be so free with everything.
Yes,
right?
man. There's no boundaries.
There's exactly
no boundaries.
Like if you do there's boundaries. And this might sound bad, but let's if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong right here in the comments, and let's talk about it. I believe that there's a lot of boundaries on men, but I don't see the same boundaries being told like if it was a woman.
Oh, for sure.
I've seen this.
I got a good example for you too.
If a man goes out and decides to be with another woman, right?
Yeah.
He's destroying the family and all of this. He say, well, I don't want to be with her. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right? But if a woman does it, they will say, oh, no, what she got to do what's best for her. And what she loves, she wasn't. So, I've seen that. And everybody, that you've literally seen this happen.
Yeah.
So here's the man stuck in the position of, well, what do I do? Because if I leave, they still going to hate me. If I stay, I'm going to be hated while I'm there.
Yeah.
And I can't say I'm doing it for what's best for me.
Right, because if you ever notice, that's what the man says. I'm doing what's best for my kids. I'm gonna stay
here. Exactly. And a lot of men do that.
Yes.
They do that, and they don't even try at the relationship anymore.
Yeah.
When a man gets quiet, and
hold on, is this show about me, low key? Like,
no. I'm not trying to hit on you, bro. I'm not gonna dig into your life. I'm just saying.
All right.
When a man gets quiet, and he's just there agreeing, and no smoke. That's a very, very dangerous spot.
Yeah, man.
Am I lying?
Nah. I've been there.
I've been there. You're deviant. I'm not digging into your life, but this is happening, bro.
I feel like you talking to me right now. Like, what's happening right now, bro? Putting me under a lot of pressure right now.
We just get into the business. People need to hear the truth, man. Men's mentality, dog, is different now.
Yeah, it's definitely different because, again, you get put in a situation, that you don't want to be in.
Yes.
You have children, you have a family, you're trying to, continue trying to make it work.
Yes.
But when you just know, there's not enough respect in the home.
Yes.
Because that's another thing. A lot of people don't understand. Like, people think it's okay to disrespect men who are trying.
Yeah.
I promise you, I'm not advocating for those deadbeats. I promise you.
No.
But for the men who try, for the men who go to work every day and really struggle out here in the world, because you gotta understand, like, we don't get breaks. There's no programs for us. There's no assistance for us.
No, there is.
Oh, go ahead.
They just don't advertise it as much. There is, because we're supposed to be able to qualify for everything they do. But we know that's...
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to what I said. There's no programs for us. There's no assistance for us. There's nothing for us that we can just, skate through the system. So, because we have to go to work and we have to do what we have to do. It doesn't matter if we don't like our job. It doesn't matter if we don't like our situation. None of that matters. You got to take it behind the work, through thick or thin, and just make it work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that's when you, as a man, when you're trying to go deal with the outside world, to come home to some more chaos because now you've lost order at your house. And people look at it like, order, there is order in the home. There should be.
No, Danny, it shouldn't be no order. It should be.
Yeah, just let it be what it is.
No, if somebody feels a certain way, they should be able to express it out loud, Danny.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, you can talk, but not out loud. That's between me and you. You know what I'm saying? The kids shouldn't know what's happening. The kids shouldn't know what's going on between me and you. If there's chaos between me and you, we got to make it do what it do. You know, we have to figure that out together in the house. But that's not how it is sometimes. Now the kids know, because I've seen this. Now this hasn't happened to me because I give the mother of my kids props. She don't do that. But there are mothers who talk to their children about their father, try to get them all the negative. You know what I mean? Like mothers trying to be friends. You know what I'm saying? And I keep trying to tell people, like, when you're raising your child, your child is not your friend. You're supposed to give your child everything you've never had, like as far as knowledge, wisdom, and everything. Give them the game up front, so as they're growing to be a better person. But the minute you get into that avenue, like, I'm gonna skip the knowledge, I'm gonna skip the wisdom. My child wants a piercing. My child wants a tattoo, and they're underage. You could probably skip that and give them some knowledge. But some moms are not like that. So again, not bashing, but I'm just being real. Like, this is some avenues that people skip, or some mothers skip, or some fathers skip, and you can't skip being a parent. You have to be a parent 24/7.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't understand, like,
sometimes that's hard.
Yeah, it's like sometime you parenting, like, you can't do that.
Kayla Simone says, okay, so how do you break the cycle? I think I want to answer that in the best of my ability, and then I'll let King Azario. The way you break the cycle is actually so simple, but it's so hard to achieve because of all of the things we've attached to it. The way you break the cycle is with love. And the love I'm talking about is not the fairy tale love, not the love of how you feel when you just meet that person, and then when it wears off, you're like, I can't stand that person. I want that dopamine hit again of that feeling, that fresh feeling, of that new feeling, right?
Yeah.
We have to break that cycle. We're addicted to dopamine hits of love now, because that's what we see on social media.
Yeah.
You see oh my God, that was so sweet. He did that for her. And you get these dopamine hits of even chaos, even pettiness, drama. That's all you get, dopamine hits. You used to get dopamine hits from feeling good. Do y'all remember the series A Different World, when you used to watch Dwayne Wayne and Whitley? Right? You used to watch that episode and you'd be like, dang, what's Dwayne gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh, Whitley and Dwayne is broken up. Back then we were like, I hope they get back together. They need to be together.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like, girl, she'll find somebody, Whitley, fine.
Yeah.
But what they keep forgetting is the characteristics about Dwayne Wayne was he was really in love with Whitley.
Yeah, fighting for it.
He was fighting for it.
Yeah, every episode, fighting for love.
Every episode. And then Whitley and her, they separated, and then at the altar, Dwayne Wayne went and got her back.
Yeah.
See, that's the type of love that some people don't understand, because it's been so far removed at this point.
Well, I'm glad you said that when you brought up that show. I want to interrupt with that, because I don't know if you remember, especially like when we were younger.
Yeah.
And there wasn't like no Saturday morning cartoons. It was just like our everyday normal programming, right?
Yeah. Family Matters. And stuff. Yeah.
You know, Fresh Prince, Family Matters. You know, like you said, A Different World. Like all these shows that we were brought up on.
Yes.
Each and every single show fought for love.
Exactly.
Now you go on TV, what you seeing? Everybody breaking up.
They got the dating series.
Trans.
Yep.
It's okay for the opposite to be whatever. You know, all question mark stuff. It's like, that's what's on TV now.
Yes.
So it's like, again, like, you know, what we're taught. And then now that, you know, social media, you know, that didn't exist when we were younger. So now we have an influx of chaos online. You know, whether it be it's okay to be single. It's okay to be a girl if you're a boy. It's okay for it doesn't matter where you live. Like, I know people right now, there's no lie. Swear before God. So I live in a townhouse, right? My townhouse is fairly old. It's not a bad one, but it's fairly old. I got a cousin right now. I'm not throwing no shade, but this is how the system works. They live in a sky rise in New York City with no job. That's provided by the government. I swear to God, bro. Can't even make this up. I went to their apartment, and their view, right, looked like they probably paid, well, the rent should probably be, especially in New York, about at least $3,500, maybe $3,700 a month, at least bare minimum.
Yeah. Because
my rent when I was living in a regular 2-bedroom apartment in New York was like $2,700. I didn't live in no sky ride. I didn't live in a sky ride, so I can only imagine. I'm saying it got to be at least maybe $3 or $4 grand to live.
Yeah.
But that's provided by the government.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? These are the programs.
Now those programs is one thing, but like breaking the cycle, right? Breaking the cycle, I do believe, comes right back to how we're pairing and how our environment teaches us, right? The environment now is our dopamine hits come from drama. And I've said this before. Back in those days when we were growing up, and I know that the younger folks are like, well, it's not back in the day. I understand, but I'm trying to show you where the pinpoint of when things started going wrong. Mm-hmm. You used to watch Urkel go after Laura. Right? Urkel went through hurt watching Laura date other guys, and here's Urkel, you be feeling bad for the brother. Mm-hmm. Well, Laura, I love you. And then Urkel turned into Stephen Arkell. Stefan Arkell.
Stefan.
And that joker got into a machine and just changed his whole swag, right?
Yeah.
And then now Laura's in love with that part of him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they would do real life situations to make you think critically.
Yeah.
About love. So we gotten away from that and replaced it with and taught people how to deceive each other. You got programs like Survivor, where now you're teaching the youth, okay, what you got to do in this world, right, is you group together and you find your group, and we're going to get a group and we're going to deceive them to get them out, and then we'll vote them out, and then in the end we have to turn on each other. So this
madness, bro,
is the excitement. This is what we think is cool.
Nah.
We even have the television shows now where you give out the roles, which this was started by Flavor Flav, of course. Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Like
more
the
drama.
love show, more drama. That became the dopamine hits. It was, well, if he's not doing nothing, he's boring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be in a boring relationship with a dude that no other woman wants.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've heard that time and time again, where it's like,
Larry, what up, bro?
You get a guy who's working hard, doing what he do, and then it's like,
he boring.
You know what I'm saying? He boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you ain't got time for me.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. When did that start? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, my dad, my grandfather, my uncles, hardworking jokers. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have time for fun like that. They had to provide. And granted, times have changed. The work that we're doing now, we make more money and things of that sort. But like, you still have to hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be out here just chilling unless you want to live average. And I don't believe in living an average life. But in order to provide a certain type of lifestyle for my kids, I want to make sure that I hustle. So yeah, I may not want to go out every weekend. I may not want to do this. I may not want, because I'm tired.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And then you got to think about it too. When we doing the type of work that we're doing, now you got to go technically still take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Because guess what? I'm a truck driver. I noticed for a fact I done got real heavy just driving that truck 24/7. So now guess what we got to do? The little bit of time that we do have available, now you got to try to donate that to the gym, because you're so far out of shape or so far gone. You feel weak. You feel kind of like your energy's low. Why? Because you're not really, doing certain things that you're supposed to do because you're overworking. So it's like a lot of different things, and I can say that from my perspective, because
he was fat. I mean he was big bone.
I had a super wide back. Yeah, he's not lying. Nah, don't get it twisted.
Yo, he did drop. He dropped like 30 pounds and
40.
like, yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Chill out.
That's when you get excited.
Didn't I just say you got to give my flowers?
Look,
40 pounds. Chill out, big bro.
He dropped 40 in, what was it, a month? 2 months?
2.5 months now.
2.5 months, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Water weight.
Facts.
That joker was sitting there and not just obtaining
drinking
water.
calories.
Yeah, drinking them.
Drinking calories, dog.
Dog, it's crazy on how you can put on weight.
Yeah.
And we realize that because, we're up in age now. We're, getting up there.
Yeah.
But as far as turning this circle around, breaking this cycle of just dopamine hits for drama, we need to get back to understanding, look, if I can fall in love with this person the first time, and I can remember why it is I fell in love with them, right?
Yeah.
And I can remember that I'm still in love with them.
Yeah.
That I have just gotten on their nerve for over 14 years or 15 years or however long you've been, and they've gotten on your nerves.
Right.
And sometimes you just need to reset and fall in love again.
Yeah, and stay off the internet.
And stay
Yeah, stay off the internet. But especially when it comes down to your relationship, because like while this couple looks happy, and she's trying to give marital, that's another thing I've seen that too tough.
The crazy
trying to
marital advice.
The marital advice about how this this person is doing this and what you should do as a woman in your household. Damn that, whatever she did in her house ain't working over here. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Listen,
it ain't working for her because she's single.
No, listen, look, no, real talk. So, I'm not gonna say no names, but my homeboy, I was at his house and I told him something that I did in my relationship, right? Straight up and down, and I respect it though, because now, like years later, I understand why he said what he said. That man told me straight up and down. It's a shout out to you, bro. I told him I fold at the time she wanted my wife, we were just together.
Yeah.
I fold her clothes. I wash her clothes. I fold them and I put it up. Right? Now, granted, hold on. I said that in his house. We were all just chilling. We were all just chilling.
Who was in the room? Was his wife in the room?
Huh?
Was this person's wife in the room?
No, his wife wasn't in the room. His wife was actually outside.
Oh, okay.
But I had said that around my lady at the time.
I got you.
And so when I said that, my lady looked like it was normal, right? Straight up, I'm not going to use the words he used because, PG content.
Yeah.
But he was like, hey, let me tell you something.
Don't you ever.
If you ever say that in my house again, it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? At first I was like, damn, why are you offended? But he was dead serious.
Yes,
he was not joking.
Yes, bro, because it causes so much chaos.
Yes, because it's like whatever works in your relationship.
Might work.
It might work for you, but that's not gonna work over here, and it hasn't been working over here. So we good over here.
Yeah.
So
don't come bringing up extra.
No, don't sabotage nothing I got going on.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
bro.
And at first, like I said, I didn't understand it, but with time, right? With time, I finally understood. I was like, yo, buddy was not lying.
Yes.
Because then it happened to me. I'm in the same situation with my lady, same lady, by the way.
Yes.
And we talking to a different couple. And Buddy was like, yeah, I don't let her work. I let her stay home. Hold up. Hold up. I'm not a millionaire. Hold up. This is a 2-income household, bro. Shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you bugging. Like, nah, don't bring that over here. Nah.
Yes.
So I understood that.
You understand now.
I got put in that situation, so I understand 100%. Like, nah, I'm gonna fall back. I ain't, I'm not gonna sit there and tell another man, bro, I do this for my lady. You should too. Nah.
Yes.
Mind your business.
Stay
off the internet.
When it comes to other
relationships and all that, mind your business. Let these folks live their life. Whatever works for them. You may not agree with it, but at the end of the day, if it works for them and they've been together, like if you ain't even hit 14 years and you try to tell somebody of 14 years how to do it, you bugging.
You bugging. And
no way.
A lot of times, people don't understand how bad outside influences are.
Brother.
Listen to me.
I'm telling you.
A lot of men, they understand what's out there. They understand how to avoid the drama.
Yeah.
So just like what you just said, I reckon, my woman don't look. Bro, when you deal with outside problems, she can make a friend at work. And this friend be going through stuff. And what a lot of people don't understand, even with men, if you don't recognize it, you'll end up taking out somebody else's issues out on your wife.
Yeah.
Because you talking to this friend so much, now you looking for it in your relationship, and you trying to recall stuff. Wait, hold on, well, she did do this.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, that's what's going on with him.
You trying to compare scenarios.
Nah. And that happens a lot, especially to a lot of men and a lot of women.
Yeah.
But they're acting out what they're going through in their job.
Yeah.
Or what somebody else is doing at their job.
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with the fact of somebody else telling your wife what to do.
Man.
Yes, bro.
I'm gonna tell you one that got me.
Because some of these men or women, they be thinking that they own people.
Yeah, man.
I don't like that type of talk.
I'm gonna tell you what got me. This one was kind of like hit personal. You know what I'm saying? Because
what's up, Damien?
I heard a scenario where, like, my lady at the time, she went to work and she went to, I don't know what we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it venting, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Venting to a man. But it wasn't like she was trying to disrespect me, but she just wanted to get it out because she wants to hear a man's opinion, quote unquote. Now, mind you,
works.
Remember what I said about, whatever works for you don't work for me, right?
Exactly.
So this man, first of all, he don't do half of what I do, and I know that because I know his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This man don't cook, he don't clean, he don't do none of that. So a man who don't do none of that is gonna try to tell a man who do all of that that I'm wrong. Like, I don't know what's in the water, but audacity's on sale. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way. Like, how you gonna try to tell me what I got going on is wrong, but you don't do half of what I do? You know what I'm saying? Look at your household and look at mine. Like, there's levels to this. You know, you gotta learn how to man your lane.
Yes. So
as men, that's another thing too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, some men are jacked up, and you know, I'm not saying this because I literally lived that situation or that scenario. But man, men gotta learn how to go back to the old days where we men, all that gossiping, all that talking, all that.
Thank you.
Like, we could talk amongst men because sometimes you need your brother to talk to. Like, I always come to you. You know what I'm saying? If I got problems. But all that trying to gossip and like trying to talk about this or that, like stuff that doesn't matter. And then if a woman comes to you trying to ask for a man's advice, I know it may sound like, well, who's more qualified than a man? You're not qualified because you don't fit in that man's shoes. My size 10s run deep than your 13s because we may not be able to be the same size, but you can't fit my shoes if you tried it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a lot of people just, I don't know, man, like they have that issue where they don't know how to man their lane. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that issue it really comes from the background and the experiences that they had with men growing up.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I really hung around, and the people I looked up to were older men.
Yeah, that's the same thing here.
Even with the women were different.
Yes.
They would own. Listen to me. If y'all don't understand, Kings, let me explain something to you so y'all don't get the wrong idea.
Totally.
If you don't understand how important our women are, then you got things totally twisted. You wouldn't be able to survive without a woman. Do you understand that? So you need to have a healthy respect on what is truly going on. You need to have a healthy respect of understanding the differences between setting boundaries and being what they call it, sexist, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand that, oh no, men aren't perfect. You have to understand that women aren't perfect either.
Yeah.
So when you draw your conclusion, try to be logical and straight down the line.
Yeah.
So, and that goes on both parts. A hit dog will holler.
Yeah, because it's compromise too. Everything you do is compromise.
Exactly.
To learn how to compromise on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's times where I know things may seem unreasonable.
Yes.
Right? Because I mean, you know,
at the time,
like things may seem unreasonable, right?
Why you gotta do all that?
But sometimes your lady may be protecting you from something, and you don't know.
Exactly.
Like, man, I want to go to the club tonight, and she's telling you no. Man, compromise with her tonight. You know what I'm saying? Now, she can't do that every night and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to just go out with the fellas one night and whatever, but if that particular night she's like, nah, I don't want to go. I don't want you to go out. All right, compromise with her, work it out, boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
All right, but now on the flip side, you know, she hits you with, honey, I want, you know, the girls invited me to whatever XYZ, and you tell her, you're looking at her friends and you kind of seeing the environment.
Yeah, you like, I don't know about this.
You know, you the man, so you seeing what's going on, and you're like, nah, I don't want my wife in that environment.
Exactly.
So now if she gives you lip or tries to get all extra about it, I'm like, hold up, didn't I do that for you? So there has to be some type of balance, give and take. You know what I'm saying?
Give and take.
It's man, look, a relationship really, really is. I learned that from an old Chinese dude too. He brought it up to me. He was like, it's like yin and the yang. You have to have some type of balance. You know?
It always has to be balanced, and a lot of people don't like the word submitting. But if you don't like the word submitting, try yielding, because we have to yield to each other regardless.
Even yielding, they done looked up a definition and still have a complaint about it.
It's crazy to me.
They looked at the definition, it was like, oh no, that's the same thing. Like,
exactly.
Oh my God.
So Kings and Queens, I know we've been on and we expect it, but you know how this goes, man. We having a conversation. Yeah. I want to thank all the Kings and Queens for coming on today. Shouts out to everyone, Damian, Larry, Kayla, Miss Bertha, everybody, Miss Boogie. I see you in there, Bubba. Danny, Alexis, everybody, Sheriff Bowman. We appreciate you guys tuning in. And before every episode ends, you know we always come with the words of wisdom. And today, since we had King Azario from behind the scenes on camera today, I want to let him give out the first thought for the week or month. But before that, I want to remind you guys, don't forget to go to steezocollection.com. Steezocollection.com. That's STIZOCOLLECTION.com to get all your great Christian wear. And don't forget yourhomechamp.com for yours truly, King Connor, the People's Champ, for you to buy and sell your home. And whenever you need to get things moving, don't forget Grey Wolf Trucking LLC.
We got you.
Hey, so this weekend we have the event for your planning. Right now we got it up. It's going to be at 3650 North Coastal Highway in Fleming, Georgia at Victory Worship Center. You're invited to learn about estate planning. And you can ask all of the questions. We got Tyler from Osting Law Group. We got Mr. Antoine all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. And yours truly will be teaching you about how to plan your estates and also how to double up your money while doing it. So we're going to go to Danny, King Osorio. King Osorio, what is something that you want to tell the kings and queens to keep them pushing throughout this week or month?
Well, it doesn't really matter what's going on because, like, the world is a chaotic place. So you have to try to find you have to find a way to bring organization to it because sometimes it gets rough and unexpected things happen left and right. And I get it. Sometimes it's like it seems unbearable, but at the end of the day, when you push forward and you keep doing what you got to do, you'll understand that everything happens for a reason. So every trial, every battle you're going through, there's a reason for everything. They said there's a reason for the season. So just keep battling. You don't stop. You keep on pushing, and it'll pass.
Well, that sounds like there's some deep knowledge from somebody with some experience.
I had my fair share.
Haven't we all? But kings and queens, I want to say this to my queens: understand that your power does not lie with what people tell you. You already know you have the innate ability to make heads spin and turn towards you when you enter a room. That's not any type of energy that doesn't come with you in your form. Like, your femininity is one of the greatest superpowers that the world has been teaching you not to use. And I believe that masculinity is another one that needs to take its place, because masculinity is the protection of femininity, and femininity is the protection of masculinity. So, kings and queens, let's fall in love again. Let's build families. Let's build foundations.
Yep.
And let's build a future together. Not out of pressure, but out of love. That's how we build. So, king and queens, thank you for showing up for me, and I'm going to show up for you. Tomorrow we will be having another episode where we will have the estate session planner, one of the ones, Tyler from Osting Law Group. We're going to do a presentation tomorrow at 6:30. So you guys keep pushing forward.
Yes.
This your boy, King Connor, the People's Champ, showing love. And I have my wife on the ones and twos today.
Okay, shouts out.
And shouts out to my queen, Antoinita Mosley. I love you, baby. So, kings and queens, I'll see you next time tomorrow at 6:30. It's your boy, and I'm mad.